Gurudev. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Chaiva Tato Jayamudirayet. Jai Gurudev. Yeah, so I just wanted to read this Pratyavaya, this footnote. Pratyavaya is the technical term that the Purva Mimamsaka uses to refer to the papa incurred by not doing the Vihita karma, Nitya and Naimitika karma. This Pratyavaya will have to be experienced as Naraka or a future birth in a lower form of life, like that of an animal or insect. Naraka is nothing but a field of experience where there will be consistent pain for a period of time. It is not eternal damnation. And opposed to this is the field of experience called heaven, where there is consistent pleasure, sukha, for a given length of time.
What is the third one reads, Dr. Pramada? This third line.
Nanu evam tarhi karmabhyo moksho nasti iti anirmoksha eva.
Oh, is that the same thing what you read in English?
I think
Is that
so.
meaning like, is that like...
It is that if there is no moksha by knowledge and there is no moksha by karma either, there is no possibility of gaining moksha at all. That is the third footnote.
Oh, okay. But that there is no moksha by knowledge. That's not correct, right?
No. This is only a counter argument, counter objection.
Yeah. But then Sankara answers him, if there is no moksha, by, there cannot be moksha by karma either.
I liked that word damnation.
Yeah. So
Really.
the
What was that? What was that? I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
The Purva Mimamsaka thinks that it is only through karma that you'll get moksha. That is the whole contention. And that is what Shankara is countering that. He's saying, and they think moksha is not gained through knowledge. So any injunction in the Veda that is given in the Vedas has to be followed with a vidhi. So a ritual, a vidhi has to be there. Only that is to be followed. So you have to follow Vihita karma and you will avoid doing Nishiddha karma. If you do not follow Vihita karma, then you will acquire Pratyavaya dosha, which is incurring sin, which is that naraka, that consistent pain and a lower birth, right? But now what Shankara is saying is, if there is no moksha by knowledge, there cannot be any moksha by karma either. Once it is acknowledged that moksha is eternal, how can it be produced by karma? It is eternal means it's always there. So how can you produce it? You cannot produce it by doing something, isn't it? So if there is no moksha by knowledge and there is no moksha by karma, then there is no possibility of gaining moksha at all. That Purushartha is not there at all. Then our pursuits will be only dharma, artha and kama. It is like how these people, the atheists live life, no? They live, make merry and die. That's it. No moksha at all. There is no question of moksha for them. But
But Purva Mimamsaka, what they are saying is by doing karma, they attain moksha by the vidhi, right?
Correct. So
Yeah.
they talk of moksha. It
Mm,
is not like they have negated moksha. Purva Mimamsaka talks about moksha. So
right.
everybody, whether he's a Vaisheshika, Nyayayika, Sankhya, Buddhist, everybody accepts moksha as an
But
ultimate.
then gaining moksha, that path is not correct. But I mean, at
No,
least
Is accepted by
no,
everyone.
no,
See,
the
gain
Purvam
freedom.
Mimansa, they say, excuse me, Brahmaraji,
Yeah, go ahead.
they say that if you don't do Vihita karmas, again you will be in that cycle. That is what that what is that?
pratya,
Dosha will come. Again you will
pratyavaya.
be rebirth and all that.
Yeah,
So,
incurring
but
some
that is
sin
not
and all.
true. But that
It
is
is,
not true. That
yeah.
is not true because once you attain moksha, you are eternal.
Right.
That
Yeah.
is what the meaning of moksha. Then this vihita karma and all that will not bind you. Means if you don't do also, it is you do it just for the others' sake. Like Guruji says, no, you do all puja and all that because they follow you. But
Yeah.
it is not necessary for
Yeah.
the sannyasi or for the person who has already reached the moksha.
Yeah,
That
right.
we have seen also because in charitras what we read about any swamis and all that, no, you find that they will be just wandering like anything. They may not have been doing the Vihita karma and all that, but they are in that state of oneness. That is oneness with the whole universe or Atma. So they actually there's one Swami which we were connected and our family connected in Hubli, Siddhartha Swami. His charitra, when we read it, he was just a vagabond type. Until people understood him. He was not doing any, he was just taking a bhiksha and just living it. But he was living moksha, means he was
Even Mukta.
Jivan Mukta.
Hmm.
That
Yeah. I
is
mean,
really, I have read many charitras of many swamis, and that is true. I feel that is true.
yeah. That's what I was saying. Like Purva Mimsa, that whatever they're saying is not correct for gaining moksha. That's what the plan
That
is,
is what
right?
Shankara's claim also.
Yeah. So then the other one, Amra, that there was one paragraph above that, we read that couple of lines. You read it, and I wanted to ask you again that other something like the 4 lines came, right? It was useless to say you're Brahman. It was,
1 second. Let me just go there.
yeah,
Hmm.
that was also we didn't understand yesterday, but
Yeah.
yeah. Is this
This
the
is the
one?
one, right? Uh,
Yeah,
um,
there was other some, yeah,
yeah. Therefore, a
Amnas,
statement like Atma is Brahman is also useless for him because there is no injunction.
mere
The
knowledge.
contention, the contention of the Purva Mimamsas is that he's a Karma Kandi, number 1. He belongs to
Right,
the Karma Kanda part. So the whole
exactly.
Veda talks about karma.
Mm-hmm.
So in his
Exactly.
literature, there is a collection of sutras called Jaimini
Mm-hmm.
Sutras, which
Yeah,
deals with dharma. That's what Nana said. The
yeah,
first
Dharma Sutras,
shloka
right?
is Athato Dharma Jignasa,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So an
You have to put in
important
that.
sutra
Comma.
there says
Yeah,
that the Veda is only meant to enjoin karma. And
Veda.
because of that,
Mm-hmm.
statements that do
Okay.
not have that meaning, Those that are not connected to an injunction are useless. So that is Atma is Brahma, Tattvamasi. All these have no meaning for him because there is no vidhi attached to that. There is no ritual. There is no action, no karma attached to that.
Oh, okay. That's what that was.
Got
So
it?
what
That
does this four lie, this word mean? I wanted to ask you,
let me
but
read that. Yeah.
yeah.
Amnayasya kriyarthatvat anarthakyam atadarthana tasmad anityam uchyate. So this is a Jaimini Sutra of Purva Mimamsa. This is the first sutra in the Arthavada Adhikarana. Here, the sutra itself is a Purva Paksha, raising an objection that any statement of the Veda that is not connected to a Vidhi is useless. And in this Adhikarana, Jaimini answers this by saying, those that are not connected to a Vidhi directly are to be interpreted as Arthavada, that is praise. That is just a praise. It's just a statement. It is not.
It's not anything.
It is just to be left. It's just to be taken with face value. That's all. No more importance given to it. The only importance you give is to all those statements that have an injunction, have a vidhi attached to that. Because he's out and out a karma kandi. So for him, Veda means karma kanda. That's it.
So that's what the Dharma Sutra is. Okay, got it.
Dharma Sutra. It's about right living, about right everything about vidhi, shastra vihita karma, shastra nishiddha karma. So you do shastra vihita karma to gain sukha, and you avoid doing shastra nishiddha karma to avoid dukkha.
Okay. Nichita karma is to avoid dukkha, the other is sukha. Okay.
Yeah.
That is done by this Jaimini, right?
Jaimini, Purva Pakshi. Purva Mimamsaka.
Wow.
There's so much of wealth of knowledge. I'm just awed by the whole thing.
Yeah, me, like all these names, like I couldn't even write it down while you're saying Vidyaranya Swami, who is the disciple of Saraswati Swami, who wrote the Bhashya for Dharma Sutras.
Right.
Oh my God. And then
I think
the
we have to appreciate Shankara. Oh, really.
Yeah, Shankara is
really. Oh, he faced so many problems, but he was so clear. So many. He showed the clarity in all our Vedas. He only threw the knowledge. Wonderful. So we should be really give respect and reverence to.
He's a guru,
Yes.
The foremost guru, right?
That is why he's called Sadguru Shankaracharya.
Exactly. That Sadashiva Samarambam and Shankaracharya Madhyamam. That was really, very meaningful, and where it started and how it is going on. Vande Guru Parampara. That's really, without Guru, I don't think we'll have all this light on all these scriptures.
So the Vedas, actually, I just wrote down a few points that I thought was good for us to recap.
Yeah, remember that. Yeah,
Vedas are two main parts, the Karma Kanda and the Jnana Kanda. 90% form the Karma Kanda, that is, and the remaining 10% is the Jnana Kanda.
Right.
There have been lots of sutras written on the Karma Kanda. One of the sutras is Jaimini Sutras, which is
he's the disciple of Vyasa.
Purva Mimamsa. That is what was written by Jaimini, who himself was the disciple of Vyasa. Just imagine, I mean, Vyasa is the author of the Uttara Mimamsa, which is the Brahma Sutras.
Yeah.
But his own disciple took to the Purva Paksha. He took to the Purva Mimamsa and he took to the Karma Kanda. And he wrote all the...
When you said Paksha, you said side, right? With
Paksha
the
is side, yeah.
Side. Okay, got it.
Paksha is side.
Okay.
So the first line of the Jaimini Sutras, the Purva Mimamsa is Athato Dharma Jignasa. There, from now on, the Dharma, no Dharma, and it's all about Dharma and the Karma that is enjoined there. Whereas the Brahma Sutras, the first starting of Brahma Sutras is Athato Brahma Jignasa.
Brahma Jignasa
Jignasa.
Upas. Oh, okay. I wrote it Brahma Upas.
Brahma Jignasa.
Jignasa. I know that Jignasa keep coming. Jignasus, I have to put in a question. Think about the knowledge. Brahma Jignasa, got it.
I think we forgot to ask Nanaji about Nidnyasu and Mumukshu.
Right,
Yeah,
we forgot to
I had
ask. We'll ask.
We should write it.
write
Keep
it
it in
down.
the
Yeah.
Brahmaraji. Please ask.
Yeah, we'll
But
ask tomorrow.
tomorrow I may not be there. I have to go to airport to call my wife.
Yeah, Jignasu is only acquiring jnana. He's not interested in moksha part, but the mumukshu is gaining the gyan to get the moksha.
Freedom. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I guessed it from reading what reading, but then it'd be nice to hear from Nana about the story about it. It'd be nice. Thank
So
you.
there was a bhashya written on Jaimini's Dharma Sutras by Sabara, who is the elder brother of Vidyaranya Swami, who is the head of the Sringeri Mutt, and he was also the prime mover of the Vijayanagar Empire. He was, I think, Vidyaranya Swami was the guru, preceptor for what is that?
Vijayanagar.
Krishnadevaraya.
Vijayanagar, yes.
Was the
Is it
Krishnadevaraya.
Vijayanagar? Is it
Vidyaranya.
Is it
Yes.
Karnataka that,
Yes,
or is
yes,
it
yes.
Karnataka, right? Yeah, okay. My geography is trying to.
So,
Okay.
although Shankaracharya, he was in the 7th century AD, it was thanks to Max Muller that all of us got to know about the greatness of our scriptures. He has unearthed the whole thing. And
Yeah.
he made
And
known.
Brahmara, there is a mention of one Mughal prince Dara. He also, I mean, he was very much keen into Vedas, and it's been said that because of him, at least we know the value. I mean, I don't know how far it is true, but he translated into many languages, even in Arabic, the Vedas. Dara, I think it is Dara, Aurangzeb's son. And that's why he was hated in his own clan.
Yeah, you can ask, maybe bring this up tomorrow.
You know that when I read some of this Wikipedia, when you have good doubts about what is it said in there, lot of references, all by these German names only. You know, they pretty much translated, like you said, they learned Sanskrit and then, you know, wrote about all these things. That means how much time they had taken and read about it. And then,
When it happened, Max Muller, I had to see that.
Yeah, I don't know
because,
the
because our Bhakti Marga, no, that Tukaram, Jnaneshwar and all that, and they were also pretty earlier than Max Muller's, I feel.
Yeah, maybe I'm not sure about the dates. We need to
Because
check.
Jnaneshwar is completely Gita in Marathi.
But like what Nana said, they were like localized, no? They did not spread to the length and breadth of.
Okay, but because it was in Marathi, it did not spread beyond that. It doesn't mean that he was English, therefore it spread it.
No,
That is
that is
different
not.
thing.
That is true. That was not refuted. But what was thing is, unfortunately, the greatness of our scriptures is actually brought about by these German people. See, in most schools, it's very sad, very sad that so many schools, CBSE schools, they are removing Sanskrit as an additional language, and they including French and It's such a sad state of affairs that Sanskrit.
Yes.
It
Foreign
is sad, but
languages. Actually, they should introduce Sanskrit and not teach foreign languages in
We were
schools. If
lucky,
they want, let them
madam.
go out and learn it.
Madam,
I
am
think
at
here
MBA.
our also duty is there, because when they ask you in the form to submit which language your mother tongue and which language you are proficient with, nobody writes Sanskrit. In India itself, when we submit our this voters for anything for the form, we just inform English. I know English and my mother tongue. So if you are not mentioning Sanskrit, so it's becoming like a not used language, obsolete language. It's our duty as Sanatani Hindus. We need to mention it that yes, Sanskrit I know, and I want it as a part of the one of the languages for Indian
Yes,
communication.
I am
Very
lucky.
good, very good. I wish you would spread this uh, through, I don't know, WhatsApp or to
you know,
some.
with the
No, it
political
had
This
come in.
message
reasons,
It
should
had come
go.
in once. It had
it's
come
good.
once.
You have to start somewhere, but then
Yeah,
yes,
we need to, all of us, we must mention that yes, I know Sanskrit and I want it to be as a part of one of the languages for communication, for
And
everything.
also,
Then only it will be recognized.
Indian schools should teach Sanskrit, not foreign languages. That they can learn whenever in their own time. But in the school curriculum, Sanskrit should be introduced as one of the languages. But that also parents have to ask.
Because it is not the spoken language. It is not used as for communication. It is not there in the literature. So because we don't
Unless one
demand it.
see, our generation missed, we were not taught, previous generation was also not taught. So at least now if it is introduced and children are
I
made to
learned,
learn, then
all of
it will
us,
come.
no, Sumaji, in school, I opted for Sanskrit. Up until
Me
my
We
too.
didn't
12th
have that
grade,
option.
yeah, we had an option in Bangalore, and therefore, three of our sisters, except I think my younger sister did not learn, but my older sister and we studied Sanskrit in and through school. And I remember,
I also,
So
ma'am.
that's why schools should have. That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
So
yes.
schools
should
should
have.
It
have.
was there in the Kendriya
Enough,
Vidyalaya.
enough
It was
teachers
there in
are
the
not
Kendriya
there.
Vidyalaya. Excuse me, madam. It was there in Kendriya Vidyalaya. Then they removed it. I don't know why. See, I am a
Because
That
product
is
of.
because they said
No?
it is an obsolete language. Nobody
Yeah,
it is
because.
not spoken. It is not used for
no, there is a
transaction. So
mafia behind all of this, including
Yes.
Ayurveda, all of this is a
we are also
systematic
responsible for it. We
removal.
are also responsible for it, because we don't propagate it as our mother tongue, as our language for communication, as for our heritage language. We must mention it that we want it. If the
But
number
yeah,
of people they want this language, then only it will be included as one of the Rashtra Bhashas or whatever it is.
But I think
Otherwise,
Sanskrit
without
Bharati is doing a whole lot of it's doing a lot to revive the lost glory of Sanskrit. And there is a village in, I think, in Gujarat, the whole village speaks only Sanskrit.
Karnataka.
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 Yeah.
They speak only Sanskrit. And they taught also in schools, they all their science, social studies, everything, Ganita, everything is taught in Sanskrit. It's such a model village or model town or village there.
How
During the
we
Europe,
send our children for dance class and all classes, no? We must see to it that our children are taught Sanskrit also, that way. Compulsory throughout the
I
world.
think
We
yeah.
should
So if
make
it
it.
comes through school, it is much easier because not all of us can have the time or the resources to send our children for
but
Sanskrit
what
class. But if
all
it
of
is
us
taught
can do,
through schools,
correct, what all of us can do as a first step now at this point to make a difference. I agree with Madhuri ji, we have to make a difference. It's not enough if we just put it on paper there that I want Sanskrit. We ourselves should enroll in these free classes that Sanskrit Bharati is doing. It's the Sanskrit Shibiras that are learn to speak Sanskrit in 10 days. I should confess though, although I did it, and they goad in the class, they goad you to speak Sanskrit with your people at home. Uh, I did that for a few days, but it
तर
again
चालू शकते का
back. So I
जेवढं
think people should
पण
make
काय
it
ते
a point.
एकाचं करायला गेलं तर त्याचे झाकणच नाही सापडत.
So I think we all should take that initiative.
And
Yes,
most of
I
our
agree with you,
Sanskrit
Brahmaraji,
script-
because even I attended 2 classes and it was very useful.
Mm.
It's just that in between some things propped up, so I had to discontinue. But I'm going to enroll again. It's the
Yeah.
best thing happened to me after a long time.
And
Joining the Sanskrit classes.
right.
Can
And
you
when you
please
start
share that in the
learning, and
group where
I
to
will share
learn that?
that. Yeah, I will share that. There is also Sanskrit Bharati. They have a wealth. I think we should all go to the online. I'll share the website. There is a option for you to learn Sanskrit through Bhagavad Gita. So through the medium of
Oh.
Bhagavad Gita, you learn Sanskrit. At the same time, you're learning the scripture, as well as my father did not learn Sanskrit. It was only thanks to his being in the scriptures and reading them and chanting that his knowledge of Sanskrit has become so beautifully grounded. Now he can, any shloka, he can actually give the pratipadartha without actually looking at the pratipadartha. So that way, I think the more you learn Sanskrit, not only will your depth of knowledge increase, Sanskrit will make you, there is a beautiful song where when you learn Sanskrit and you speak Sanskrit, your pravartana also becomes very, very sattvic. So there are so many
They
benefits.
say Sanskrit
I know
is
that,
Deva
I
Bhasha,
know
right?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that, Brahmaraji, I can share it. Just give me 2 minutes. केयुरान विभूषयन्ति पुरुषं हारान चन्द्रोज्ज्वला न स्नानं न विलेपनं न कुसुमं नाहं कृता मूर्धजा वाण्येका समलङ्करोति पुरुषं या संस्कृता धार्यते क्षीयन्ते खलु भूषणानि सततं वाग्भूषणं भूषणम्.
Beautiful. See, even when you listen to it, there's such an uplifting feeling. When you chant and you sing it, it's even more. Because it's Deva Bhasha, and then
There
it
is
consciousness.
Please tell the meaning of this, no? How the means you decorate yourself with the flowers, with the chandan, with snan. But आप बताओ ना थोड़ा उसका meaning, please.
केयूरान विभूषयन्ति पुरुषं या लङ्कृता मूर्धजाः वाण्येका समलङ्करोति पुरुषं या संस्कृता धार्यते क्षीयन्ते खलु भूषणानि सततं वाग्भूषणं भूषणम्. So it is that all these different head ornaments and all that you wear on your hair, they are not the ones that give you beauty. They are not the ones that ornate you. It is not. It is only vani. It is only the speech, and for that, ya samskrita dharyate. That is the one that has a dharmic way of living. That only these two will help. These are the only two ornaments for a person.
One is dharmic and what is the other one?
Vani eka.
Vani,
Vani eka. Vani
speech.
To Vani, yeah, speech, proper speech.
तो
All
जब
the others
संस्कृत
are
भाषा,
impermanent.
yeah, when you your वाणी धारण करती है that संस्कृत भाषा, that is your real bhushan, that is your real jewelry.
There is
You can say
from Sanskrita Bharati, they have something called, I think this is what Brahmaraji was referring to, Gita Sopanam. Gita Sopanam will help you to, Sopanam means steps. So through Gita, you will learn Sanskrit step by step. It's a beautiful program. I've just enrolled for it. So a little bit that I heard in the classes, it's good. It will take you through the Gita shlokas and explain Sanskrit.
please send a link also.
Please share
Yeah.
it in the group, WhatsApp group,
Yeah,
Vijay.
I will share it. And someone was asking about Jigyasu and Mumukshu or something, right? So what I understand is Jigyasu is a type of devotee, like we saw Artharthi, Artharthi, Jigyasu and Jnani. So Jigyasu is like a seeker. We are all seekers, right? So we are Jigyasus. Mumukshu is your pursuit, goal. Like you have Artha, Kama, Dharma, Moksha. So one who is seeking moksha is called Mumukshu, and a devotee who is a seeker is called Jigyasu. That is the difference. Both are two different, what should I say? One is the seeker, one is pursuing that goal. Using knowledge, you're seeking that goal. So that's how it comes together. And
Now, what is seeker? What are you seeking, Vijay? You are seeking moksha only, no?
You're seeking moksha, but you're like one of the types of devotee. Like one who is in distress is also a devotee. One who is wanting something more is a devotee. One who is seeking moksha is a devotee, and one who is already attained Brahman is also a devotee. So for Bhagavan, Jnani is the most priya. Second is the Jigyasu, one who is seeking that. Yeah, you're seeking the moksha only, but one is a pursuit, human pursuit. What is human goal? That is the track for Artha Kama, Dharma, Artha Kama, Moksha. That is one track, right? Your human pursuit. The other one is, okay, you're in that pursuit, you're also increasing your devotion. One for this reason. Without Ishvara, there is no moksha possible, right? We have seen that. So that is a progression in the path of devotion, meaning not bhakti yoga. I won't call it bhakti yoga, but it's a jigyasu. It's someone who is inquisitive to know. Yes, I want to seek the truth. I'm inquisitive. Jigyasu means I'm inquisitive. I'm a seeker. Is how I understood the two. Those are two different meaning. May be same in some way, but two different ways of explaining. That's how I understood it.
And in fact, there is a prior to Jigyasu, there is one more category. I think, I'm not sure.
Artharthi, no?
No,
Artha
no.
is one who
Artharthi?
wants, sorry. 4 types of devotees only I know of. I don't know if there's a 5th category. One is who is in distress. He wants his
There are
troubles
4
to be.
types, yeah. Artharthi,
Artha, Artharthi, Jignasu, and Jnani.
Jnani. Yeah.
So
It is not artha, it is artha.
Artha means,
Artha.
yeah, well,
Artha,
what
artha
is
means distress, who is in distress.
It is
Artha means
Artha.
again artha.
Artha. Artha,
Small
Artharthi.
third. Small third. And
this is
artha
where,
is big third.
yeah, Sanskrit will help. In English, everything might look the same.
Artha is the one who is miserable and he wants to get out of his misery.
Correct.
Artharthi is the one who wants to gain wealth and gain things. Jignasu is, of course, who wants to gain knowledge. And Jnani is the one who is already either reached there. He's either a Vidvat sannyasi or a Vividisha sannyasi. According to me, I think he's a Vividisha sannyasi. Therefore, he's still on the path. He's a devotee. He has not become, he's not realized himself. If he's realized himself, he will not be a devotee, no? So I don't.
He will be devoted to himself.
Himself. There is no
A
other
small
to be
deviation.
You must have seen, no, Gurudev, when he does Rudram and all, he puts flowers on himself, right?
Yeah,
So,
it is Sanskrit, Dr. Renu. Yeah, Samskrita Dharyate. It is actually 2 meanings. One is Sanskrit, and also the one who is following dharma, who is doing right living, ethical living. Both. It means both there. So I thought we will just,
Incidentally, Today is Max Muller's birthday.
Oh, no
Frederick
wonder he's
Max
coming to
Muller.
our class
What
today.
is the year, madam? What is the year?
Year
He's
is
from the 18th century, no?
1823.
18th century.
Huh?
18th century. 1823. 6th
1823.
December.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was born in Germany, but he lived and did all his work on Indology and philosophy and all that in Oxford, Britain. So probably, I don't know when he came to India or if he at all came to India. I have to still read up on that.
No, of course he must have come to India. Otherwise, how would he have taken all these scriptures? And
It
how
is
would he
said
see
that it is said that when the East India Company was draining India of the wealth, gold and wheat and everything,
spices?
all our wealth was going away. 900 ships was leaving every day to the shores of Britain. What did the Germans take? They took our Sanskrit scriptures. Everything is there.
There's that Indisha library in Heidelberg. I think that is where Max Muller and that is from where Dr. Prabhakar Rao, who has revived the Mandala Vatika science, has actually unearthed all the signs of Mandala Vatika.
See? All our wealth is gone.
But it's coming
Bring
back.
it back.
Surely and
Actually,
certainly it's coming
Prabhakar
back.
Rao went there and did this. Huh? Really?
Yeah,
great.
he actually went there. See, all this Mandala Vatika is decades of research that he has done. It is his passion. And of course, with Gurudev's blessings, he's reviving this beautiful, beautiful science. Yeah. So I thought we'll just go through that. First sentence on transatlantic call was in praise of Agni. It's a verse from Rig Veda. I thought we'll just recap this because I think it's good for us to know the importance and the wealth of our Sanskrit knowledge. Although all our ancestors lived a very dharmic life, they were in harmony, there were no conflicts, but they did not really keep up the scriptures, as in they did not bring them to light for the common man, I guess. They lived a very dharmic life, but it was only after Max Muller that Nana said that all this has happened. Anyway, so we had another thing of the Prabhakaras and the Bhattas, no? Prabhakaras apparently were the wild people, wild characters who actually destroyed the work that what is that, Padmapada. Shankaracharya had his first disciple was Padmapada, but Sureshwaracharya, who was initially Mandana Mishra, the student of Kumarila Bhatta, of the Prabhakaras and the Bhattas. The Bhattas were in the north, Prabhakaras in the south. So this Mandana Mishra has an argument with Shankaracharya. They have a logical argument, and in that he loses and becomes his Sishya. He's actually quite old by the time he becomes his disciple. And he's the first head of the Sringeri Math. This Kumarila Bhatta, he comes under the influence of the Bauddhas, and he actually becomes he joins them. He becomes a Buddhist monk, but because he's done this Pratyavaya dosha of Guru Droha, because he's left his own line of knowledge, he sits on the pyre to self-immolate himself. That is when Shankara comes and asks him, what are you doing? He says, please make my disciple your disciple. So therefore, Mandana Mishra becomes Sureshwaracharya. So I thought we'll just go through this. I'm not saying it with as much clarity as how Nana said, but it's just good to recap a bit.
I think the Padmapada is also one of the disciples, he said, right? He is
First disciple.
first disciple, and he is the one wrote Bhashya for Atmabodha, I think. I mean that.
Shankaracharya asks Sureshwaracharya to write a karika on his Brahma Sutras, on
Mm.
Shankara's Brahma Sutras, but Padmapada says, I'm the first disciple. How can you give it to him? So he asks him to do it. But when he does the karika, Vartika, not karika, it's called
Vartika.
Vartika.
Vastika or Vartika? I don't know. What does that mean?
Vartika, that is the commentary on another
Commentary. Right. Yeah, commentary.
So he later comes and confesses that this Prabhakara coming under his influence. I didn't get that little part. Did he come under the influence of Prabhakara, or did Prabhakara destroy the Vartika? That I didn't quite
They
understand.
tricked him, I think. I believe that they made him do it to destroy his whatever that was done. I didn't get that either clearly, but something happened with Padmapada. That's why he came and apologized later on when he came across Sankaracharya, and then he apologized for what he said.
Jai Gurudev, about Guru Droha, he's the person who did Guru Droha.
That is Kumarila Bhatta, the Guru Droha.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. So shall we wind up here today? Today was very revealing in so many ways. No, it was like there was so much of clarity between the Purva Mimamsa, Shankara's arguments about karma.
The thing to take it is, as Nana said the very first time, right? There are a lot of things like this. Even in regular life, there are different schools of thought we come across in everywhere, right? Then you read it, you know it, what they are really saying, and then we have to put it in our own way, thinking what is right, what is wrong, then you take it from there. Is that what Nana said? Like, you don't take it as it is, like, oh, this school of thought only you're going to follow, or that only you're going to follow. But you would know
what is your true
you discern,
experience, right?
You discern, whatever that you learn, and then you discern from it. That's what that was
Here
nice.
to because this topic has come up, I request every one of us to really see that how much we can use Sanskrit. We can put the Subhashita in the groups instead of silly joke, and see to it that the
Question
children
about
around us, the more we, like, how we encourage, okay, chalo, you learn one more language, take the French, take German, or learn Japanese, but we never encourage our children learn Sanskrit. So now onwards, at least we can frequently talk about Sanskrit everywhere and its importance in the young generation who are in 30s and all. Then only it will continue. Otherwise, little bit it is challenging. So at least as the students of Bhagavad Gita, let us do this at priority basis. Jai Gurudev. Spreading Sanskrit.
I think someone had posted, I don't know who, but about a Sanskrit movie, and that it required some help and some funds and all that. I think it was about what is that? It was about a cow. What?
Animated.
Ketu, the cow. I don't know the name.
Punyakoti.
Yeah, thank you. Punyakoti. Punyakoti is the name of the movie. It was posted in the group sometime back. So another option will be another way we can contribute to reviving this. First of all, I think be the change you want to see. So I think we should take that first step. Each of us should learn Sanskrit ourselves before we say you learn and you learn. we should learn it ourselves. Only then will we be able to say it with that, with that strength.
And I think if we all learn, one of the challenges always with whom to converse. So in this Manana and all, we can speak a little
Maybe,
bit
why
Sanskrit.
not? Why don't we do that? In fact,
Yeah.
Vijayji, thank you for putting into words what was in my mind. I was actually thinking, why are we talking in English? It'd be so beautiful if we can converse in Sanskrit.
Yeah, that will help us because in Sambhashanam, you need people to talk to. At home, maybe others have not learned. So it's very limited exposure to Sanskrit even after you go through the Shibiram. So here you attend the Shibir and come and in Manana try to speak whatever that you learned. Right?
Yeah, that's
At
what
least
happens
in that
when
case,
people, the
at
school
least in that case, talking karma will be lessened.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Please send me the link of that Sanskrit learning, no?
Yeah.
Classes.
Samskritam
Vadami.
Vaktum. Let's see.
Sambhashayami.
Sambhashan, Samvayash.
Communicating.
Vayam sarve Sanskritameva mananam karishyamaha.
Future, okay.
Tathas.
Itaf param, ataf param. I don't know whether what is right. Yeah.
Okay.
Chal. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev, Doctor.
Thank you, Brahmaraj.
Jai Gurudev.